Hello there. Welcome back to the Level Economics. In this video, I want to look at the question paper of March 2022, and we are going to look at the common tests. So according to this video, we are just going to look at section A of this question paper. So please, let's not forget to subscribe and share to our channel. Let's share the link to our colleagues who are doing the Level Economics. Going back to our video, we are going to start on section A, where we have our multiple choice section. And remember, it is a compulsory and very important for you to take note. So our question is various options are provided as possible answers to the following questions. Choose the correct answer and write only the letter A to D next to the question number. That is 1.1.1 up to 1.1.5 in answer. And then you are given all the way that you are supposed to present it. Then our first part is the amount of money that a business has available to use for its capital, working capital, financial capital, and capital formation. And you see that the correct response that we have there is a working capital. Remember, working capital can be calculated from financial statements by saying current assets, our current assets, and then you subtract your current liabilities. So this is just general working that you can use in terms of calculating working capital. But in terms of its description, obviously, when we are calculating working capital, we are trying to see the ability of a firm or a business to meet its short-term obligations. So you would see that the working capital position also shows available resources to meet its day-to-day operations. So basically, working capital becomes the correct response according to the explanation given on the first question. So I'm going to the next question. At least the records that are kept to measure a country's total production, income, and expenditure are called data accounts. We have got provincial, international, national, and then we have got counting. So you see that the correct response that we have there is national, and we have got our national at C. So national becomes the correct response that we have. Then 1.1.3 is an economic system where economic questions about scarcity are answered by the state is known as dash economy. We know that that one is a central planned economy, but obviously we are going to also have to go have a market economy whereby we are saying forces of supply and demand determines prices. So there is no government intervention inside the market economy. So the most appropriate now, according to the explanation given, where we are saying the states, as I say, we say central planned. So we have A is the correct response. 1.1.4 is the sector that processes natural resources into final products is called dash sector. So this process that processes natural resources into a final product. Obviously, this is manufacturing that is taking place, and we know that manufacturing takes place in the secondary sector. So we have a secondary sector. Then we go to 1.1.5, which describes a company that is wholly or partially owned and managed by the government. It's called A. We've got close cooperation, monopoly, private enterprise, parastatal. So according to the responses given, we have got parastatal as the correct response. So we go to the second section that we have according to the question. Choose a description from column B next to the question number. We given 1.2.1 up to 1.2.6 in the answer book. So obviously, we've got the column A and the column B. So obviously, we are going to pick explanations that are in column B that are missing terms that are given in column A. Term that we have there. So basically, we know that economic goods are goods that are useful to people, but obviously they have to be scarce in relation to demand, so that human effect obviously is required in terms of acquiring them. So economic goods, uh, uh, we try to see in terms of column B what matches that explanation, and we try to see all the explanations that were given in column B. And if you go to B, it reads resources that are scarce, which people are willing to pay for. So we have B as the correct response. Remember, the resources also can be goods. Resources are also, we can try to replace that with goods. So we're saying goods that are scarce, which people are willing to pay for. So we are saying B becomes the correct response that we have. So this is what we have on the first part, and we go to the next part, which is now saying open economy. For an open economy, obviously, that's an economy that engages in the international trade, whereby it exchanges goods and services with other countries, or it interacts with other countries. Then we say it's an open economy. Remember, the opposite, we have a closed economy, whereby it does not engage in international trade. It only engages in internal trade that is within its economy. So basically, that's what we have. So here we have got open economy. So we're saying there's interaction that is taking place with other countries. So we try to see now, according to column B, which do matches that. So we go to column B and try to pick the most appropriate explanation that we are given. So if you go to D, saying an environment where imports and exports can freely take place. So basically, this describes an open economy. So we have D. Then we've got mass production. Mass production obviously is it's production in large quantities. That's mass production. So basically, we try to see again in the column B where we have such an explanation, and we are seeing it F, which is saying the manufacturing of similar products in large quantities using machines in a factory. So we are saying the response that we have. Then we go to 1.2.5, saying informal sector. Informal sector. So obviously, the informal sector is that sector that is not regulated. That is the informal sector. We have got, for example, the vendors that we see in the street selling vegetables, etc. So those are that constitutes the informal sector. It's not a regulated sector. So basically, we go to our column B, trying to see which explanation government is that. So we go to G here, say all economic activities that are not officially regulated by government. So we have G at 1.2.5. So we can just represent our G. Then we go to our scarcity. Scarcity obviously explains the issue of shortage of something. If we have a shortage of something that is not enough, describes as scarcity. So we go to C. We're saying the economic problem of unlimited needs and wants, but limited resources. So the element of a limitation on the resources is where we have the element of scarcity that is there. So we have C as the correct response that we have. C. So C becomes correct. So this is what we have on the section of our matching words. So we go to the last part whereby we are saying, give one term of each of the following descriptions, write only the term next to the question number 1.3.1 up to 1.3.4 in the answer book. Acronyms and abbreviations will not be accepted. So basically, let's take note of this instruction given in terms of acronyms and abbreviations being prohibited. So let's just take notes. So we go to our question part, 1.3.1, the payment that the owner of labor get in exchange for the use of their physical and mental capacity. So obviously, in exchange of labor, obviously there is a movement of salaries and wages. So basically, we have salaries or wages. Salaries or wages represents 1.3.1. Then we got 1.3.2, the total market value of all kind of goods and services produced within the borders of the country at a certain period of time. So the key area that we have in terms of this explanation is within the borders of the country. So when it's within the borders of the country, it's a gross domestic product. It's being produced domestically in the local economy. So it doesn't matter the nationality of the businesses or the people that are producing those goods and services. As long as it's being produced domestically, locally, we include it in the calculation of gross domestic product. Remember, we also have gross national product, where we are saying we are looking at the citizens of South Africa, no matter their location. No matter what their location explains gross national product. So basically, that's what we have. So here, in terms of this one, it's saying within the borders of the country, so we are saying GDP. GDP, which is stands for gross domestic product. So we have our 1.3.3, the selling of assets owned by the government to the private sector. So obviously, these assets were owned by the government, now they are going to the private. So obviously, this becomes a privatization. The last part, collection of raw materials that cannot return to nature, that it is where it is taken from. So it's a collection of raw materials that cannot return to nature, that it has been taken from. So basically, we try to find out a word that can, or a term that can match this explanation. Obviously, there's an issue of exploitation that's taking place, so we can just say exploitative operation. This is exploitative operation, so we can just maybe describe it as exploitative operation. So this becomes the last question that we have in terms of section A. So our section A is 20 marks. Very important to take note. So this is what we have, guys, according to this video. Thank you for listening. Let's not forget to share the link. As for this video, I'm signing out. Let's meet again in the next video.